Alright, we got part 4 of Sonic CD, and we started off in this place where there are crystals and gemstones all over the place. Yeah, this place is called Quartz Quadrant, so it only makes sense, right? No, this is actually the level we'll be getting our last time stone too, so speaking of, crystals and stuff. Yeah, it's not going to help if I keep losing my rings like that. So, yeah, since we're getting the last time stone here, this is actually going to be the last level where I have to worry about getting 50. And I actually find that Quartz Quadrant levels, depending on how you play them, they can actually finish up really quickly. Like, most of this game is built on exploration. You're supposed to find stuff within the act, like maybe past or future signs or the robot generators or something. It's built around exploration. But this level here, it doesn't have anything to slow you down really. These conveyor belts, I don't know, you could say it slows you down if there's a conveyor belt going the other way, so just fucking spin dash through it. What I'm saying is that you can rush these levels, like, really well. I actually have lots of memories of beating both Quartz Quadrant acts in under, like, I think 2 minutes. Like, it's really easy to finish these levels in under a minute. Well, I am quite obviously not doing that. That's because I want 50 rings, and I lost, like, a set of 30 of them at the beginning of the act. Which did actually screw me over, because as you can see, right here, I actually find the end of the level. You see, right here, this sign that says goal. Once you run past that, the level forces you to finish. Like, the screen won't even scroll backwards for you, and that's cruel. I need these 50 rings, man. 50 exactly. And get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I don't even care about that last one right there. I don't even want 51. I just need 50. That's all that matters. And once we finish this special stage, that's it. I'm not even worrying about rings anymore. So here we go. Let's take on this final special stage. I think I said this earlier in the playthrough, but I actually do find this last special stage to be the hardest one. The UFOs don't move any faster, and there's not more of them, but the jumps you have to make to get them are difficult. They are difficult. So here we are. Pink water and green skies. Yeah, I can hit this first guy with my eyes closed, but this guy right here is a difficult jump. You see what I'm having to do, and you still almost land in water. I don't even go for that guy right there, because that's just an impossible jump. And it's not crazy hard. It's certainly not that much harder than the last 2 special stage, because the last 3 are all on the same boat with each other, but I actually do find that this last one is the most difficult one. Strangely enough, in Sonic games, a lot of the time, the 5th special stage happens to be the hardest, especially in Sonic Mania, but nah, man, this last guy, I don't even have a specified method for how to get him. I just kind of went for it in this part, and the timing just happened to be right. And just like that, we got all the time stones. The future has been saved. Just gotta beat the rest of the game now. See, I would call it a time ruby, but I can't really make that joke because calling them time stones actually makes sense, because a ruby is kind of a stone. Or it is a stone, not kind of. We got them all. Yes, that's right, Sonic. Yes. Okay, so Quartz Quadrant Act 2, where all of our worries of getting 50 rings by the end of the level disappeared. You still need 1 ring, obviously, but they're everywhere, don't worry. You'll get a ring at some point. And look, we even have a shield now, don't even need rings. So with all the time stones being collected now, yes, the good future in every zone is automatic. Like, you travel to the future, you won't even see the bad future. I don't know if I ever, specified, when you travel to the future of a level before you have all the time stones, it will be the bad version of it. The only way to fix that is getting those robot generators, but I don't even think we could find those things now. And fix the future. Speaking of which, it appears I have a future sign on me right now. That's curious. Y'all ready to see what the good future of Quartz Quadrant looks like? Here we go. Yeah, I did this for Palm Tree Panic and Tidal Tempest, but I'm pretty sure this is the first time you're seeing a good future that isn't just the 3rd act. And here it is. Everything is gold. Everything is gold. That sounds like a good future, right? This place is already bedazzled with quartz and everything. But yeah, everything is gold. This is the good future of Quartz Quadrant, the utopia ending, and enjoy it in its entirety while it's here, because this actually is the end of the level. I mean, it's not the last time you're going to see it. It's going to be like the first thing you see in the next act, because it's the boss act, which again is always in the future. So yeah, all of the boss acts now, like for the rest of the game, are going to appear incredibly happy despite it being the boss act. That's kind of a contradiction. But yeah, here we are in the third act, the Quartz Quadrant, and what I like about this is that the scenery you see here is completely different from the other two acts. The background you see you cannot find this scenery in the first two acts of Quartz Quadrant. They changed it for the third act. I don't know why, but I think that's really cool. I like that kind of shit. Like, this is not the background that you were just seeing in Act 2, and yet this is still just the good future. Whatever, I'm done talking about the sceneries for now. The conveyor belts you see in Quartz Quadrant are actually utilized for the boss fight. So, what happens here is somewhat hard to figure out at first, but it's also kind of a stalemate, so chances are you might figure it out on your first or second try anyway. All I know is it took me a while to figure it out as a kid. You're just supposed to keep running. That's all you have to do, is keep running. Don't hit the spikes in the back, obviously, and you do want to dodge the spike ball every now and then that he drops. All you got to do is let up on holding right a little bit, and you should dodge it just fine. But yeah, Eggman's thing that he's standing in, no idea what it is, and I have no idea why he even needs to be standing there, unless he's that cruel and he just wants to watch Sonic die. His shit eventually breaks down on him. Like, the conveyor belt, it erodes against the bottom of his ship for long enough, and he's like, alright, you know what, I'm getting the fuck out of here, fuck this. I think he's a sick fuck for wanting to watch Sonic die in the first place. You sick fuck. Alright, so there's Quartz Quadrant. And yes, every zone now will automatically say Sonic made a good future, just to add that sweet taste. Alright, I've been waiting to talk about this next level. Here we have Wacky Workbench, and boy do I have a lot to say about this level. The first thing I want to bring up is I love this level. This level is awesome, the music especially, but this level has a gimmick, okay? Right over here, you'll see that these platforms are bouncing on the ground, which appears to be flashing really brightly, okay? Well, the platforms bounce. You want to see what happens with Sonic? Shazam! Hell yeah, that shit sends you sky high. I'm talking, no other spring in the Sonic series will send you that high up, okay? I'm not going to say that nothing else at all will send you that high up, but that's not to be talked about yet. So, here we are in Wacky Workbench with its awesome gimmick and everything. I think the first thing I want to do in this level is show you the good future. So yeah, as you would guess, the electric floor does in fact make it easier to time travel. It doesn't trigger the flashes directly, but it does in fact keep them going nice and easy. So here we are, going to the good future, time traveling, not even 1 minute into the level. Or wait, are we? Let's see. Yeah, no, not even 1 minute into the level and we're already in the good future. So yeah, as you can see, if you like go upwards, there is actually like basic level to play. But I think for Wacky Workbench Act 1, I'm going to show you like the technique or strategy you could use to play this level. You just want to stay low. That's really it. Like the ground really is your biggest obstacle in Wacky Workbench. And they do have platforms like these that I'm standing on. These are meant for you to like get through the level without having to hit the, I don't even know what to call it. But yeah, for this first act, I'm going to be showing you like what you should do if you want to avoid being sent up into the sky. And then I'll get a little bit more mixed up with the level once we get to Act 2, because I think that level forces you to do it anyway. I don't think you can just stay low for that one. I think I will go ahead and say that this is my favorite level in Sonic CD though. One of my favorite YouTubers, Some Call Me Johnny, actually doesn't like this level. He said in his playthrough it annoys him that you keep bouncing high up. You know, that's just the gimmick of the level, I feel like, but everyone likes different levels. Everyone's got their own taste. But yeah, when you hit these things and you go to the top of the level, like, these things you see around me are meant to shock you. They're just not doing anything because the difficulty's nerfed since I'm in the good future, but like, basically the top of the level is where you find all the obstacles that you would normally want to avoid. But despite that awesome gimmick, I also just love the music for Wacky Workbench, all 4 versions of it. So that's about it for Act 1, and that's about it for this part actually. So we'll continue on with Wacky Workbench in the next part, where maybe I'll be able to show you a different time era, like the past instead of the future. But until then, ciao.